Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope everybody's doing great and having a great day. All the markets are sliding sideways again today, which I always take as a good indication that things aren't bad, because if things were falling, then things are bad. If things are going up too quickly, then I guess it's okay. But everything is sliding sideways except for Bitcoin Cash, which is no surprise at all because people are still buying and dumping that coin as quick as they possibly can. It's actually really sad what's happening to it. There was another story that I'm actually not going to talk about, but it was this guy, his hotel, who was mining the blocks for Bitcoin Cash, and he ended up saying that he had mined so much that he's actually planning on dumping it as well because he only mined them just so he could get his hotel onto the news, which he actually did. So I guess mission accomplished. Everyone's so hateful for Bitcoin Cash. It's so sad. For those of you who do not know, I am in Europe, and one of the major exchanges here, or rather the ones in Germany, is Bitcoin.de. So that's Bitcoin.de, standing for Deutschland, because that's Germany. So this is actually really big and kind of not scary. It's worrying news because it could set precedents for something else like this happening. So apparently this has happened 8 times as well, which is not a good sign. Apparently police contacted Bitcoin.de and they messaged them and said, hey, we believe that some of your users are in possession of something or that they have done something wrong. And without even presenting documents or being obliged by the law in any way, shape, or form, this website pretty much said, okay, here's the information. As far as it goes, they said that they were contacted by police because police said that these individuals had sold or used or bought drugs on something called Chemical Love. Never heard of it. I assume it was one of the darknet pages that everyone's always talking about, and which I do not use. I just had to throw that out there. So yeah, they apparently went up to them, said, you guys have information on people who may have gone to this website, so we want their information. Apparently they said no. And then apparently all it took was a phone call from the police and they gave this information up. I don't know what the police told them, but that is not good. I remember this happened a few times to Coinbase and they did not give up the information, and a couple other exchanges as well. So I'm not exactly sure why Bitcoin.de folded so quickly. This, like I said, this has happened 8 times before, and I'm actually terrified to hear if it has happened any other times, because the last thing people want is for police to go, oh yeah, something bad here happened, and then their information is given up, because apparently this online exchange gave away the people's usernames, their full names, and their addresses, and if they had a bank account linked to it, because you usually have to buy in the local currency and then get your Bitcoin, they gave up that information as well. So these people are probably in a bit of trouble, which is it's really mind-blowing. It's actually really troubling, because this could be like dominoes falling in place. And then this is how people stop trusting exchanges. And then, they'll have that one exchange that doesn't, that's not a snitch. And then everybody will start using them. But not to get too deep into that. But yeah, I saw that and I was kind of annoyed at the news that they would do something like that so readily to people who have trusted them for years. I've used the website before. I've stopped using it simply because they take a long time. The entire point of Bitcoin or digital currencies is so that we can have rapid and quick transactions that we are pretty much in control of. And I remember you had to put in for a buy, and when you put in for the buy had to then be accepted, and once it was accepted, you had to transfer money from your bank account to someone else's bank account that you had never seen before. You had no contact with these people. It would take anywhere from 2 to 7 days, depending on if there was a weekend or holiday. And then once that got there, they had to confirm it and then say, yeah, I got it, and tell the website that they got it. And then the website would then release the funds. So the entire, usually when you buy coins online, or when you are, when the price is down, this is when you buy so that you can profit from it in some sort of way. But the fact that it would take about a week to get your coins, it is not something I care to ever do again. I do not use them, and I most certainly will not be using them again after that. That is absolutely horrible, and they should be ashamed of themselves. If you guys use them, I mean, I won't say anything else bad about them, but I hope that is not right. I would never do that. on the heels of another exchange, Poloniex, who I've been talking about a couple times in videos. I know a lot of people in the comment section have disagreed with me as to what I have said about Poloniex. No bad comments, but people were saying that these things have never happened to them. But we've been receiving a lot of reports about hackings and all this other stuff. So apparently Poloniex has changed their terms of service on their website, causing a lot of people to panic, and rightfully so. So there was a Reddit user, I'm not going to say his name, who made a list of all the changes that they had made to their terms of service. And apparently there were multiple, but the most notable, there were a few of them, claims that Poloniex claims ownership over anything that a user writes about the exchange on any social media account. I don't know how they plan on claiming ownership over anything like that. I guess because it's a lot of the bad press that they've been getting. Like, this has been happening a lot on Reddit. I've seen some posts on Facebook, depending on the group that you use. I've seen a lot of this on Twitter, people talking about it on Facebook and Steam it, and a lot of people just aren't happy with Poloniex. I don't know exactly how they are claiming ownership over anything that is written about them, but good luck to them. They've also added that they do not allow users to exchange tokens for money. I'm not exactly sure what that means. That's kind of very odd, because it seems to be the point of the website. And they also require users to now digitally pretty much sign something that says that they will not use the site for illegal activity, which I had kind of assumed was pretty much a given. I mean, you would normally have that in your terms of service or terms of use, because that is, you don't want to get charged with anything for that, especially if it like trails back to you. They've also now listed in their terms that they want users to know that trading is risky and they could lose money. This again seems to be something I'm sure they've received a lot of, like I've said before in other videos, when a lot of people get into investing, especially if you are brand new to it, people are very afraid of losing money. It's just logical. If you don't know what it is, if you don't understand how it works, and someone tells you can make tons of profits with this, you're kind of going to sit there and go, why are you just telling me now? Like, why isn't everyone else using this? So they apparently have added this in because I'm sure they've been receiving messages from people who got into Bitcoin and all these other coins when the hype was very strong, and then the prices started falling, and now people are kind of like, hey, where's my money? But it does not work that way, because we know these things are not regulated. But most importantly, Poloniex now states that they make no claims or guarantees about coins. Sorry. I was trying to say coins, like continuing on, like multiple coins, about coins underlying networks, and that they give no certainty that they'll distribute forked tokens in the event of a blockchain split should this occur. You guys know what that's talking about. I'm sure they received many messages about this, because like I said, the price was going down for Bitcoin, and then people realized that they would get free Bitcoin Cash. Everyone started buying it up. This is why I made the list of exchanges that would allow this, or the list of wallets that were going to give free Bitcoin Cash, because a lot of them said no and a couple of them said yes. So this apparently is a huge thing, because this terms of use change happened apparently right before Bitcoin Cash was created. So before the split, this apparently popped up on the website. I guess not many people. Most of our people never read those things. I'm one of those people. Everyone knows when you see it at the bottom of a page and it says, read this, and it's like 14 pages. Everyone just clicks yes. So apparently within the last couple of days, somebody was going through it, or I think people may have received an email about the changes that have gone on. This was all changed right before Bitcoin Cash, which means that Poloniex in some way did receive Bitcoin Cash, because they are the holders of the Bitcoin that is on the exchanges. So a lot of people believe that they are indeed in possession of Bitcoin Cash and have been selling it to line their own pockets, for lack of a better term, which is 1000% believable. And it's also something that I believe happened with Coinbase. I mean, these coins are free. They were completely free for those who got them. You have them now. But there are a lot of exchanges, and I'm pretty sure they had the idea, if this free cash is going to be created, especially, like, think of it logically. I've seen people talk about that they were trying to deposit or trying to withdraw around 500 or 600 Bitcoin at a time, etc., whatever the case might be. And how many people have been using Poloniex, because it's a very, very popular website. They let's say conservatively, they at least had 20,000 at least on that exchange. That means they at least received 20,000 Bitcoin Cash, and that is a lot of money. That's a couple million actually when you actually like do the numbers and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that they said, okay, you know, this is going to be made. This is ours. I'm not sure if they did that for Bitcoin, not Bitcoin Cash, for Ethereum Classic, because I do not use them and I've stated why before. But yeah, they are, them and Coinbase, they just can't get it together. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just, I think that there's so much hype with all the coins and stuff like that now that these exchanges are just receiving a lot more messages from people than they normally would about crazy things that they kind of didn't even see coming. And I'm sure the blockchain split was definitely a surprise to all of us. So lastly, this is something that first of all, this actually came out in 2014, so this isn't even brand new, but this is something that me and a friend were talking about earlier in a cafe, and I had also seen her a couple days ago as well, and we were talking about it. And we were talking about ways of making, you know, passive income and other ways to make money. And one of the things that popped up is that she said that a friend of hers told her about QoinPro. That is QoinPro. Now, when she said it, I didn't really recognize it until I had actually visited the website, and I said, oh yeah, I remember this. I did some research on it. And like I said, it's been around since 2014. They were one of the original places where you could get free Bitcoin. They were originally referred to as faucets, but now some of them are exchanges, et cetera, et cetera. They've kind of incorporated it or meshed them together. When some of the first, oh my gosh, what's the word? When some of the first faucets were created, sorry about that, I have like a freaking brain fart. When some of the first, things were created that gave you free Bitcoins and coins like that, some of them were actually giving away whole Bitcoins. This was around 2009, 2010, which is really, really funny. So this apparently is one of the websites, and I was reading about it, and people kept on saying that this was a scam. First of all, I'm not affiliated with them. I do not know them. I do not know anyone who has created them. My friend does not also know the people who do QoinPro, so I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, I've seen a lot online that people were saying that this is a scam, that this was a pyramid scheme or so and so and so. If you guys could tell me exactly why in the comment section why this is a scam, I would like to know why. The entire point of the website is that apparently every single day you get 11 free coins. So there are different coins that they have on the platform. I should have kept that page open. I do not have it. I know it's Bitcoin, Dogecoin. I think there's some Litecoin. I think there's Dash. They give you like a very, very tiny portion of it every single day. I'm not exactly sure why it happens, but a lot of people were saying that this is a scam and people should stay away from it. A scam is something when you give people money and they don't give you your money back or don't give you all of your money back. You don't give them anything. You literally just sign up to the website, you type in a username, you type in a password, and then you click enter, and you get your coin or whatever. So me and her were talking about this, and we were like I said, we were trying to find interesting ways to make money online, and this was definitely one of them. When you look at how much Bitcoin and then Dash, and I think they also give you I can't remember the other coins. There's a whole bunch of coins that they give you every single day for free. When you calculate how much that they're giving you, it comes out to around 1 cent. Now that may not sound like a lot, but I mean, eventually it does add up. If you think about it, if you sign up for a website and it takes you 2 minutes to type in a username and a password, and someone's giving you 1 cent a day, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's still free money. You took 2 minutes that'll essentially make you money as long as this website exists. I don't know. I don't understand why these things all add up. I used to talk a lot about, it's not really important, but yeah, this is just other videos that I made. So, I don't see a reason for anyone not to do this. Like I said, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, so I'm not making money off of this, but I mean, these things do add up. They are faucets. And like I said, in the beginning, when you used to get money from these faucets, it didn't seem like a lot. Apparently this was also started around the time when Bitcoin was floating around $300, so that 1 cent was actually even less by about another decimal place, so it took you far longer. But I mean, if you're getting free coins, I've signed up to it. There's actually a referral code in the description for you guys to also sign up with it as well. I mean, tell me what you guys think about it. Like, I love signing up to these things. If someone's going to give me money for free every single day, why would I say no? Especially if it's going to add up, especially if the price of Bitcoin, I'm just throwing this out there, if the price of Bitcoin continues to rise and it does hit 55,000, you're making a couple dollars each day from having worked for 2 minutes on a website. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I love making passive income in any type of way, especially if it takes me 2 minutes to do it. I don't understand the problem or why people say this is a scam. They're not taking any money away from you. You give no money to them. Yeah, I'm blabbing on again. It's dinner time when I'm hungry. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day. We've had horrible weather here. Can't wait for autumn. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.